Hello, everyone. It's time to rank Nintendo 64 games in the name of science. I'm Jeff Gerstmann. Thank you all for joining me on this auspicious occasion where we are going to look at a fresh batch here. This is our 8th week of doing so. You can see the list here of games we've gotten to so far. It's a weird list. GoldenEye 007 took the top spot last week. Asteroids Hyper 64 somehow remains at the bottom. But we've got more suggested by you, the viewer. Head over to jeff.zone if you would like to discover exciting new ways to support this nightmare. The new episode of the Jeff Gerstmann Hall of Fame just hit the Patreon last night. So you can get early access to that. You can also join the advisory panel and suggest games for this very night, this very happening. Without further ado, Davis wanted to see our first game here. Let's get going here. He wanted to see some basketball. NBA Hangtime, a pretty early release, if I remember correctly, you know, in the kind of like midway, pantheon of midway putting out games on this thing. There is only one controller attached to the Nintendo 64 control deck. If you want to play it so some N64 games, or maybe this was just early on, I can't remember if this was a thing all along, but like, some games just didn't handle the idea of you plugging in controllers after the system was on. It just didn't work. And that's a fucking crazy situation. Okay, all these rosters are accurate as of November 3rd, 1996. Keep that in mind. Are we getting some kind of... Is this some sort of... I fear we are not getting the entire screen here. Autofill, integer, HV plus. That's that'll probably work here. I might have to adjust that again. I think this game might not actually run at full screen. Because that's the same setting I've been using week in, week out, and it's been, scaling up to the entire image or whatever, but okay. Okay. I'm going to hit some switches. You just turn on big head mode. CPU assistance is on by default. For maximum bullshit. Okay, so what do we got? Turbo shoot pass all across the bottom of the controller. What a fucking hellhole. Why would you put the buttons there? All right, well, let's leave them there, man. Who am I?
Midway presents NBA Hangtime.
The secret to playing these games at home is to never put a pin in. Just hit the default 4 times because you're never going to remember it. With a pump like Joe Dumars. Let's go with that.
Detroit Pistons versus the Vancouver Grizzlies. No!
Did I accidentally? I think I might have turned off tournament mode.
Hill finesses it. He pulls one off the rim. Oh, Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Hill.
Oh.
Abdur-Rahim. Serious hang time.
So, the situation with Midway's basketball games, if you're not familiar, is sort of a weird one, right? Like, they made NBA Jam, and then Acclaim did the home versions of NBA Jam for Midway. And at some point around this time, actually a few years later, really, it was when the games would start coming out. Oops. Didn't hit the three. No, I did. No. Acclaim ended up with the rights to the name NBA Jam. And they made a couple of games, NBA Jam Extreme, and a couple others that are released on this platform. And so Midway had to ended up changing the name of their stuff. First they went with NBA Hangtime, and then they went and got the NBA on NBC license to do NBA Showtime. And then later would do a game called NBA Hoops that's basically a sort of sequel to Showtime. Oh. But this is, this is more or less NBA Jam. And at the time, I feel like this game doesn't really, I don't know, like after years of NBA Jam's dominance as being as popular as it was and stuff, like by the time Hangtime came out, especially by the time it came out at home, so the first time I saw this game, I believe, was this N64 version. And so like by the time that happened, like, the idea of this like 2D arcade basketball game, like it was just long in the tooth. And they do stuff to this game there are moves in this game you could not do in NBA Jam Tournament Edition, which is the final real version of NBA Jam that they made originally. Like alley-oops here. You see how my other guy flashes. I can pass the ball to him and do alley-oops. And if you do 3 alley-oops in a row, you get team fire, as opposed to just your player being on fire. Both players are on fire. Which is a neat idea. But by and large, it's just it's NBA Jam running on updated arcade hardware, and so like in the arcades it looked sharper. Then you take it to N64, where it gets the Barbara Walters smear filter put on it like this, and this game looks like mud. And sounds even worse, like the fidelity of this audio is pretty crummy. You could also argue like, hey man, like they don't have Tim Kitzrow. Like the voice of NBA Jam is not back, and I think this announcer is not as good, not as dynamic, not as fun. And so there are like, material reasons why they had to make some changes, but also ultimately like this game is just not nothing's going to have the impact that NBA Jam had, right? Like nothing is. NBA Jam was massive. But Hangtime at the time was not super exciting. They did a follow-up to it called Maximum Hangtime that I think is a sharper game in a couple of ways. But at least it has this. Like, this is why you're here, is the halftime song. Hangtime, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hangtime, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop me, your game looks sloppy. You need more practice, maybe you like this. To enjoy the game by midway, I can drive around you, even shoot a trait. A 3-point threat, no sweat, you can bet. Back you down and fade away all net. Hang time. Hang time. Oh, come on. Don't make me pick a team. This is the home version. Video game raps have never been not embarrassing, but as they go, I think this is one of the better ones.
Hangtime, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Anything goes on the court, I've never been beat. Beauty only skin deep.
Okay. Okay.
It's showtime. Serious.
No, it's not Showtime. It's Hangtime. Showtime would come late. Well, whatever.
Get reflected. Raises up.
Ugh. This music also iconic, but I don't know that it is as good as the halftime music.
He get that out of here. Hill from downtown. He couldn't hit the backside of a barn. He shoots. Smith to Reed. Bryant Reed.
Tried to jack him, but he scored anyway.
Hill. He goes to the hoop. Reed. He guns it from the post. Yes. Hill plays it up. Nicely done. Reed. He lays it up. Hill. Again with a shot. No good to Hill. Again with a
Too
shot.
far back. Oh, okay, I'll take it.
Reed. Serious hang time. A lob pass. 1 minute to
Ugh.
go.
So, you know, when you see a dunk about to get stuffed, or you know, you don't like the situation, like those moments where you can
From the paint. Swish.
pass it off for kind of a late alley-oop, like that's strategically pretty interesting and fun. It led to some cool shit like that, you know?
Hill. Oh.
Silly dunks.
Reed.
That's why you're here.
Up. He comes up with a board. Hill. He flies through the air. He passes it. Oh. Fancy footwork. Got it away in time. No good.
All right, getting down to it.
Reed. Finger roll. Fancy footwork. Hill. Oh. Grant. Hill. Took him out. Oh. Lighting it up. Piston. Catching up. High above the rim. Ram up
Ugh.
a ding dong. Hill. Again with a shot. And it holds out. Passes it to Reed. Serious hang time. Lob pass.
Ka kaboom, that guy just said.
A pull-up jumper.
So, you know, I think, like, this is fine. It's the sort of game that, like, right now today, if you wanted to play Hangtime, this would be perhaps one of the worst versions available to you. You know, we live in a world where you could play the arcade version of this pretty easily, and you could also play, you know, maximum Hangtime instead. And so it's like, it's not super exciting at this point. And I think as a console game, again, this is something that comes up every single time we talk about a Midway game, because it was the noose around their neck this entire time, was trying to figure out how to bring, like, popular arcade games home, how to add depth to them to make them feel like they were worth $50. Like, stuff that seemed like only barely passable, you know, last generation seems even more ridiculous here. And I want to say I reviewed this game and basically said that, you know, that, like, hey, there's really no reason for this to exist. At this price point, like, all this stuff, like, you know, it's just not.
Ah,
okay, we win anyway.
The Detroit Pistons win the game. The player of the game is Grant Hill.
That's some smooth jams for after the game. Some very grimy loops here. Okay, trivia. If you get 100 points, you get 10 extra attribute points for your player. Who's the number 1 overall pick in the 1991 NBA draft? Tony Kukoc. It's Alonzo Mourning. No, I don't know. Like, who's a player I've heard of? It was A and B are the players I had heard of. And so, like, this very straightforward arcade port, you know, in a console world, on a brand new generation of consoles, also, like, it was very hard to get excited about this game at the time. I think this game is good. Like, NBA Hangtime is a game that I think I started enjoying much later, you know, because I didn't really see it in arcades, because arcades just kind of had fallen apart by this point. And so having my primary exposure be this N64 version of the game was just like, yeah, dude, you know, like, you kind of just made NBA Jam again. And I don't know. It's that's okay, I guess, but
Midway presents NBA Hangtime. Carmel.
there will come a time when I'm old enough and have forgotten things, when my brain starts to go, where I don't remember this, but I will know Mark Turmel's birthday for as long as my brain is able to. Like, oh yeah, March 22nd, yeah. 0322, or yeah, March 20th, yeah. Sure, Rodman.
The Chicago Bulls versus the Vancouver Grizzlies.
I don't remember what any of the codes are for this one.
Oh, Carmel. Abdul Rahim from the top of the key. Carmel. Blaze it up. Fancy footwork. Flagrant. Oh.
But at this point, they hadn't even really, they didn't put like a season mode in it. Like, it has the same progression that the arcade version has, which is if you can beat all the teams, then you're at the top of the high score list. And so this port is like incredibly straightforward. Even by the standards of the day, I think that, they did try to do, some of the home ports of NBA Jam, tried a little something. Or they had they had different unlockable characters, like Acclaim put Clinton and the Beastie Boys and all that weird shit in it. And so you had something there that made it feel like you were getting something beyond just the arcade game. This doesn't really do that,
There's no stopping him. Abdul Rahim goes to the hoop. Oh, man.
But this, I think the announcer is really lifeless. I actually don't know who this is. I assume it's like a legit basketball announcer. Because they would get Marv Alpert or whatever for Showtime.
High above the rim. Quick hand. Carmel. At short range. The turnover. A spin on the drive. Rodman. He goes to the hoop.
Went to look at chat and everything went crazy.
A pull-up jumper. Blazer. Reed. Oh. Rodman takes it off the glass. Got it away in time.
All right. a hidden clutch rating. So it's like, yeah, it's like they have the stats and then there are hidden stats. You know, like let's
No way.
let's go into the player creation stuff.
Midway presents NBA Hangtime.
It even has stuff like this. Like this is, you know, because you had to put in a quarter to create a player. And so they had that warning to be like, hey, you might not, this is not you playing the game. And they left all that in here too, which I think is kind of weird. Like it even has the timer. Like here you go. You have about 4 minutes to make your character, and then someone else gets to put in a quarter and play. And so for a home port, that's really silly. It's a him. Wah. So if you don't want to use the default uniform, you can do that. Privileges. Wait. Super Reborn.
No.
No!
No. No.
It won't let me go down to Smarter Drone. I think you might have to do...
No. No. No.
No! 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 Permanent big head mode.
Bubba, Chili, Cornelius, Cuckoo, Catboy, Frankencow, Homeboy, Mad Dog, Hard, Pongo, Slim, Spanky, Hot Gun, Zippy, Bigfoot, Boogeyman, Bubba, Big Daddy, Ace, Zippy, Viper, Spider, Pongo, Homeboy,
You have special abilities that normal players don't. And for winning 4 games, you get extra points. So yeah, I don't know that you eventually... I can't remember if you eventually get to fill up every single stat.
Midway presents NBA Hangtime.
Pippin.
Bulls. The Chicago Bulls versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Here's the tip-off.
So we get our big dumb-looking clown head on here.
Homeboy. Rejected.
And then this announcer occasionally just says, Homeboy, which is fun. Yeah, this game is fine. It's perfectly playable. You know, it's a solid multiplayer game for sure. I mean, it's built on the back of NBA Jam. You know, one of the like greatest multiplayer arcade games of all time. And so it's hard not to like it on some level. And it's easier to say that now than when you were paying full cartridge price and bringing this home. And being like, wow, there's really not a lot to do here.
He goes to the hoop. A spectacular dunk. Bull catching up. Stackhouse. The turnover. Pippen takes it to the hoop. Passes to McQueen. All alone. And it holds out at short range. Homeboy. He shoots. Away to the side. Wheeling and dealing. Launches the jumper. Bingo.
Homeboy.
1 minute to go.
Yeah, again, it's an interesting situation because I do think this is a good game. But man, yeah, it's really just in the context of. I guess I would say like it's a good game, and that's more you can say for some of the N64 games we've played so far. Like it's got that going for it. Like it's cool. It's just hard to get excited about it on a personal level again because like this is not. You would not play this version of this game today unless you just don't know what you're doing. I mean, or you're going for specific retro achieve. I don't know, something. Because you would just emulate the arcade game at this point. And this just has a real, like, again, a real blur to it. Like the whole experience is like you're underwater. The visuals, the audio, certainly, like it's just the limitations of cartridge space are what they are, and they don't really do this game any favors. It's primarily it's a freaking 2D game, and so every one of these frames just has to be stored on the cartridge. There's
Blaze it up, nicely done. Homeboy, he flies through the air. McQueen. Stackhouse. Done. McQueen. Homeboy. For three. Scores. Stackhouse. Lee. Pippen. Goes up. There's the alley-oop.
There's the alley-oop.
Push to the floor. Homeboy.
Come on, go up.
Homeboy. Hammered it.
Oh. I guess I should have passed to him, and then I should have jumped, and then made him alley-oop to me.
Homeboy. Oh, homeboy.
But even you can whatever. It's a thing you could say about the arcade version of this game is that the announcer is so lackluster compared to what they had, man. Like I don't think every single thing Tim Kitzrow has done is like gold or whatever, but he did a wonderful job on NBA Jam and filled that game with so much extra life that this game just doesn't have from this guy going, oh, like he does not sound like he is serious about it one bit. And that's NBA Hangtime. I'm going to look real quick because again, I'm pretty sure I reviewed this game. And then they would, they went with a real guy for Showtime, and then when it came time to do NFL Blitz, they got Tim Kitzrow back, and the Blitz announcing is fantastic. One Jeff Gerstmann gave this game a 5.2 and says, unless you've been shooting digital hoops in a cave for the past few years, you've seen it all before. And I don't know, that feeling I think really holds up here. But again, like we're separated from having to recommend this as a product, right? That's not what we're doing. And so so we can really look at the game on its own merits and not have to think about it as like a full-priced cartridge and all of that other stuff. It also came to PlayStation and PC, huh? I wonder if that PC version is any good. I bet it's not. All right, let's look at our list here. I mean, NBA Hangtime is certainly better than Asteroids Hyper 64. It's better than Paperboy. It is a better game than Tigger's Honey Hunt. It is better than Bomberman 64. It's better than Madden Football 64. It's better than Fighting Force 64. It's better than Toy Story 2. Is it better or worse than Cruisin' USA? Johnny says Midway ports on the PC at the time were very good, but Acclaim did those. Like the Mortal Kombat PC ports you're thinking about were not Midway. Like that was when they still had Acclaim doing those home versions. So I don't know. I don't know if they maintained or not, but yeah. It's a better game than Cruisin' USA. Is NBA Hangtime better than Xena Warrior Princess, The Talisman of Fate? I would take Mark Turmel over Joxer 8 days a week, man. Absolutely, of course. And it has the halftime music. It's a better game than Xena Warrior Princess, The Talisman of Fate. Is it better than NHL Breakaway 98? Yeah, it is. Breakaway is good. You know, it's got some frame rate stuff, and it's a really solid hockey game. It's got some fun photos. But Hangtime is a better game. You know, much more approachable. Obviously, again, you know, like somewhat diminished because at some point you go like, well, it's not that big of a departure from NBA Jam. And you kind of wish it maybe did a little more since they renamed it. But then years later, when you learn the reasons why they had to, why the renaming happened and some of that other stuff, you go like, okay. Like if this had just been called NBA Jam, I wonder if that would be worse. If they had just named this NBA Jam 2 or what would that have even been? If the NBA Jam lineage had not been broken, I wonder how this would have been received. Because it, you know, like visually, it is a meaningful upgrade from NBA Jam in arcades. Like just the fidelity of it, you know, like there's more. There's more. It's better than NHL Breakaway 98, but it's no Doom 64. It's our new number 6. Okay. Oops. Okay. And there you have it. Fantastic. All right. Pat wanted to see this next game. Let's see. I don't know. There were a billion of these on the NES. But I believe there's only one on the N64. 4 megabytes. No save type. It does support the Rumble Pack, though. It's Wheel of Fortune for your Nintendo 64. That's all the music we could put on the cartridge. That's all the digital audio. Oh my God!
Round is the jackpot round.
Yes!
Player 3, it's your turn.
Pat Sajak don't come for free. You want Vanna White? Yes.
Gee.
Oh, this audio. This is all amazing. All right, I'm blown away.
I'd like to buy a vowel. E.
Great. This is great. I'd like to buy a vowel. All right, let's start. Yeah, I guess we'll go with average. Which fucking smudge of a photo do you want to play as? Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at these images. Look at this. They want you to pick from these. They put you in front of these going, which one of these awesome things do you want to be? What the fuck? Like Sega CD FMV has greater clarity than these fucking images. This is fucking incredible. This guy looks like he fucking sucks with his unbuttoned collar. Like, this guy looks like a fucking dick. We're going with him. On with the show.
Let's get started with our first puzzle. Player 1, it's your turn.
Spin.
I'll spin.
I'll spin, he says. All right, I pushed A to spin. I was wondering if there's going to be any kind of like analog tactics in the spin.
R.
R. No animation for her touching the letters or turning them or anything. It's just a walk animation, and that's all. That's all you get. I can use the analog stick to spin, but it doesn't seem like... And then they have these like weird polygonal scenes.
Sorry, you lost your turn.
This is amazing. Like, this is great. Look at this. I mean, it's not good, but
P.
weird effort went into this. Like, this is not how I would have expected them to have made Wheel of Fortune on this platform. Like, with this much, like, it has more audio and video and stuff. I figured they would have gone polygonal people, because that was what the N64 was like okay at.
D.
But instead, they're putting these flat photos in this 3D environment. All right, I need to get my head in the game here. People, the draft tube.
M.
The dream team. Come on. We're out of...
H.
Oh, you fucking... This guy knows it. This guy knows it.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Here's our next puzzle. Player 2, it's your turn.
Whoa, whoa! That's like Speed Demon. I'll spin. It's already going.
F. I'd like to buy a vowel. E.
The speech is really something else. I like that this is also the only shot they have.
T.
Ooh.
L. B.
The applause is really
I'll
okay.
spin.
Oh no, not my turn. Yeah. That's the only shot, the only like tracking shot, the only moving shot they put in. Imagine if they had filled this full of insane camera angles. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Sorry, you lost your turn.
Oh, so it does. It does have analog. Like I can cock the analog stick back and then okay. Oh, there was a good zooming shot too.
Y.
Why?
I'll spin.
So if I push to the left on the analog stick, he kind of cocks it back, and then I can let go. Oh, that's a really good one too. Oh, fuck!
Sorry, you lost your turn.
I'd like to buy a valve. Hey!
This is impressive. Like, I don't think it necessarily, Wheel of Fortune's Wheel of Fortune at the end of the day, right?
M!
And
I'll spin.
presentation is the thing that makes or breaks it.
C. I'd like to buy a valve. I.
Are you dumb?
I'd like to buy a valve. Oh!
Oh! Oh!
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Like that, what's that split-second shot of the contestants? Like, it's...
Our third round is the jackpot round. Player
I'll spin.
3.
Whoa,
it's your
whoa,
turn.
whoa!
R.
R. Oh, man.
S!
That's probably a T. It's probably like Saint something.
T! I'll spin!
I'll spin!
N! I'd like to buy a valve. I!
Blank, blank in Saint.
I'll spin!
I don't know. I don't know. You see some of the like wheel features that the game show had later on.
L!
So like they're kind of matching the progression of the show a little bit. Saint. Yeah, man. I don't know.
I'd like to buy a valve. E!
Meet me in St. Louis.
I'd like to solve.
I'd like solve.
Here's our next puzzle.
Like they've got these zoom ins
Player
on like
one,
here's the
it's
new
your
thing
turn.
that's on the wheel.
I'll spin!
But because Pat Sajak wanted too much money, like Pat Sajak is not in many of the like Wheel of Fortune things, but Vanna did some of it. So it's like they blew their budget getting Vanna, and so like, we got no money left for Pat Sajak
R!
or whatever the situation was. But he's not in a lot of the stuff. And so you have these spots where it's like, oh, there probably should be an announcer here. And then they have Vanna do the role in a couple of spots, right?
S! I'd like to buy a valve.
It takes money to make money. That's why you buy a vowel
E.
sometimes. Dude, I don't know. Residence? Residence, I'm going to go with.
N!
Yeah, residence. That's a place.
I'd like to solve.
I'd like to solve. And again, the split second of yeah. Like it feels so random in spots.
Here's our next puzzle. Player 2, it's your turn.
R.
R.
I'll spin. S.
I'll spin.
Open. We're gonna need to speed that up a little bit so that it's got the noise. It's got the bankrupt noise. It's got the boo. Like that's, for a platform where I think any shitty game would be forgiven for having like cutting corners, having cut corners on a lot of the audio stuff.
T.
I think they're going beyond the bare minimum here.
E.
Like you at least gotta give it to them for that.
I'd like to buy a vowel. U.
L.
Like it has this ramshackle quality to it because of how blurry the photos look and the animation
I'd like
and
to buy a vowel. A.
of the real people.
I'd like to buy a vowel. I.
And even the polygonal stuff, the texture work or whatever on the trees, like these trees look fucking terrible. But I guess you would think that for a game that is set in like a relatively small space, that they could maybe do something
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
with the quality of that work. But it's a weird like split second shot. It's like, is that they only have one frame of clapping? Could they not make it loop right?
Here's our next puzzle.
So they just cut it. Like, I don't
Player
understand.
three,
I
it's
don't
your
understand some of these camera cuts. I wish I had camera control. That would be like a fun, terrible debug thing if I could just like move around whatever this space looks like as rendered or whatever.
I'd like to buy a vowel. E.
Oh, sorry. It's me. Sometimes she's standing on the right, sometimes she's standing on the left. They pay attention to that in even those shots. They don't fuck it up. Like that's
S.
again, faint praise, but like this is way more interesting than I would have ever imagined.
I'd like to buy a vowel. A. I'll spin.
And the voice is amazing. Ooh.
T.
Oh, that's like the out.
We're out of time.
Yeah.
I'll give the wheel one last spin.
L. O.
N.
Something turns.
I. U.
Oh, dude, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, for whatever reason, I didn't see that there was a letter past the N. It's taking turns, but I was like, it's not taking, it ends at N. Like, I fucked up. I fucked up.
Today's big winner. Thanks for playing. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Like, that's not even the Wheel of Fortune theme song, is it?
Our third
Maybe they're using a different version of the theme by this point, or I don't know, but these images are fucking amazing. Still, like, this is... Look at this. Just look at this. Look at this dream team. Of developers of this game who dressed up for this, I'm guessing. You know, these stock photos. I mean, they had to animate it because these guys have to clap and whatever, so... How much dumber does it get on easy? Let's look at that real quick. Whoa, ice cave. What the fuck?
Let's get started with our first puzzle.
What the fuck?
Player
Dude,
one,
what?
It's your turn.
I thought it was going to be all palm trees all the time, and now it was like, what the hell? The
R.
You say the UI looks about as amateur as possible. I mean, you know, it's effective. The letters are also cut off on the bottom of the screen ever so slightly. Oh, you know what? Now that we're not playing Hangtime, I should change the...
I'd like to buy a vowel. E.
Yeah, I guess it's not technically cut off, but it's... for whatever reason, it's not auto-filling...
I'll spin.
Oh, no, it is, because that goes to the very top. And so there's just a little bit of extra room at the bottom that we were losing.
T.
I'll spin.
Osman!
C.
C.
L. I'd like to buy a vowel. A.
I wonder how many backgrounds there are. We got the palm trees. We got the ice cave. This is where... This is... not a lot of people know this, but this is where you were going to go to get the ice key originally, and then you would take the ice key, you'd have to copy it to your thing, you'd pull out the cartridge, and then you put in Jeopardy, and it unlocks a whole new thing, but then Jeopardy didn't happen. There was a whole, you know... Whoa! Oh, it auto-paused. I guess that's better than having it just, like, time out and lose your turn. But they give you, you know, that way you can't just, like, stare at the puzzle. And people didn't have phones then, so, you know...
N. I'll spin. P. I'd like to buy a vowel. I.
Sorry, you lost your turn.
I'd like to solve.
I like food.
Naples, Florida. I was like, that's not the Naples I was thinking of. All right.
Here's our next puzzle.
That's Wheel of Fortune. Hey, you know what? Like, that's more than I would have expected. GameSpot did not review Wheel of Fortune, I suppose, unsurprisingly. I think it's interesting, you know, like the game show, the licensed game show games, I think are really fascinating to track over multiple generations and machines because there's been so many of them, you know. We can go back to Commodore 64 and Apple II versions of Wheel of Fortune, all the way through to, I guess, has there been, maybe there has not been one this generation, has there? Has there been a Wheel of Fortune? Has there been a Jeopardy? But like there was a good long time there where you could really count on Game Tech, or I guess like Ubisoft or whatever for you know, for cranking one of these out at some point. I mean, on the NES, Rare made like fucking 4 Jeopardys and 3. You know, there's a bunch of stuff. So you know, coming from 16-bit era games into now, you know, we're seeing more digital audio. It's kind of cool to, you know, it's like the real bankruptcy sound effect, and you know, you see Vanna White in video-ish form here. I bet there's a PlayStation version of this that maybe has, you know, cleaner, clearer audio and video, but also I bet it has fucking weird load times, huh? So that's the trade-off. This is like a really grimy game. Those blurry character images are completely mind-blowing. Like, you just look at it, like, it's so bad. And the N64 was not that bad. It was capable of better, but, you know, when you think about it, they probably wanted to shave this down to the absolute smallest cartridge size they could, within reason, and so I think they split that difference pretty well, because I think this was 4 megabytes, so that's however many megabits. Do the math. And they managed to capture a decent amount of audio for, you know, different characters reading all the letters, the common things you do in the game. I want to buy a vowel, I want to solve the puzzle. Like, it's got that. Vanna walks back and forth. And then also it's got this polygonally rendered studio with different backgrounds when you play different times, which is kind of like, it's certainly more than I would have given it credit for, right? It has no save support. So as far as like a Wheel of Fortune game, when you even when you go back to that Commodore 64 version of the game, when you won, it saved your progress. It saved your overall winnings, and you could play again and see how many times you could win. Like, it at least had something. This doesn't have any of that. They cut so many corners. They were just like, no, we don't want to make that happen. Oh, this is the Sega CD. This is the same as the Sega CD version. That makes a lot of sense. That's sickening. But yes, that's right. These games did come to Sega CD. I forgot about that. That's funny. This game's no good, but like it's as far as like approximating the Wheel of Fortune experience, it does it pretty well. They even give you analog control on the wheel a little bit. Like, it's not a major factor, but being able to use the analog stick to spin the wheel, you can at least say that the developers looked at the tools they had at their disposal and said, how do we do this the best we can? You know, they were probably saddled with cartridge size restrictions, and that led to them making some, you know, probably some decisions about the fidelity of those graphics, and of course the quality of the audio and video. But they cobbled together something that's like effective. It's recognizable as Wheel of Fortune, more so than most of the games that came before it. Less so than a lot of the games that came after, but that's the benefit of technology, I suppose. And, you know, the lack of restrictions, right? I mean, once you're, you know, shipping on a disc, shipping it on a Blu-ray, or just downloading files to people, like, who cares? This game could be fucking 9 gigs. I bet there are versions of Wheel of Fortune that are exponentially larger installs than this cartridge that are actually worse. You know? So it's like, it's okay. This is an okay game. And it has the additional benefit of being like fascinating, right? It's better than Milo's Astro Lanes. It's better than Tigger's Honey Hunt. A better representation of the license than Tigger's Honey Hunt is, because of the voice. I mean, honestly, the silence of Tigger's Honey Hunt is its biggest crime. It's a better game than Transformers Beast Wars Transmetals, which sucks. It's a better game than Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Is it better or worse than Bomberman 64? The camera in this game is a delight compared to the camera in Bomberman 64, which is a shitfest. As bad as Bomberman 64 is, I think that this game is like, it's slightly worse. That's partially due to just, the types of games they're trying to make here, right? Like, even the most perfectly rendered version of Wheel of Fortune is only going to go so far in a situation like this. I respect what they made here. I respect what they made with this version of Wheel of Fortune. They went above and beyond, truly. But it is our new number 18. All right. There we go. Next up, Jason wanted to see this one. And I don't know whose this is. Is this Acclaims? I think this one is Acclaims. Oh, wrong. Four kilobits of EEPROM. No, sorry, that's the wrong game. He wanted to see this one. Controller pack. Here it is, All-Star Baseball 99. The controller back is full. The following notes cannot be saved. This music is, Iguana made this shit. This is there's a sharpness, at least, to these menus. Paperboy needs 12 pages. So we have MLB Play, Home Run Derby, GM mode. That "Oh Yeah" sounds like the same sample as like the one in Hangtime, weirdly. Or NBA, yeah, it kind of does sound like the same. There were a lot of "Oh Yeah" samples to use back then. I guess let's just try baseball. Were the Tigers good in '99? That they would be the default. Is this your World Series teams from that year? Tigers, Mariners? I do not remember. doesn't seem good. Wait. Cycle between teams. Okay, how do I pick the other team? Switch between team areas. Z. Or the shoulder buttons, I guess. Oh, there's more stats. This menu is, for as sharp as the text is on it, it is alarmingly unresponsive. Fucking the devil rays. The devil rays. Man, Braves, huh? America's team. The Expos still existed at this point. Okay, it's like alphabetical, but by league, huh? Yeah, this was maybe not a great time for the A's. What does the difference in skill level mean for me? Right, JT Snow. I was like, who even was on the fucking Giants in the late 90s? I like that for offense and defense down there, it just says N64 instead of one player. Scott Spezio. This is Candiotti played for the fucking A's? Alright. Yeah. I was not watching any baseball at this point in time. Jeff Kent and some of these fucking guys.
Good afternoon, this is John Sterling along with Michael Kay, and welcome to today's game, brought to you by Acclaim Sports. Standing in, Darryl Hamilton. Play ball!
I hope A swings. Guess we'll find out. It does.
Swung on and missed. 0-1. Slider for a ball.
This big stamina meter at the top.
Knuckler.
Got to swing way later than that.
Corner for a strike.
Not a lot of crowd noise because it's it's an A's home game. Even Giants A's can't bring him in. No one wants to go across the bridge.
Hit right back up the middle.
That looked like shit.
Infield hit.
How do you beat that? Oh, how did that even happen?
Standing in.
I feel like that should be an error.
He can really hit against right-handers.
Thanks for piping up there, other guy. Nah.
Knuckler on the corner for a strike. 0-1.
So we're moving our analog stick around here to do this, and then hitting A in time. And just the time of the pitch compared to when the ball actually gets there is, yeah, that's a double. Oh, what? Legging him out. Sure. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Guy was going to fucking tackle.
Curve on the corner for a strike. 0-1.
It's so slow.
The throw to second. He's out. He's safe at first.
Why are they having so much trouble turning these double plays? I don't feel like any of these guys. Well, maybe Barry Bonds. Was Barry Bonds a little faster in the late 90s than he would be a few years later? I forget.
Knuckler on the inside corner for a strike.
The C buttons do give you, a very baseball-like button setup for base running and stuff. I don't know how they do base running because we haven't had to do it yet, but
breaking ball on the corner
that did not fucking make the corner. Are you okay? We can toggle into like power mode, I guess.
Strike him out. That is retired.
Ricky Henderson's still playing at this point.
On the lefty.
Very cinematic. A lot of these slow shots. This was. Oh, we get some warm-up pitches. That's.
Stepping to the plate, Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson. Oh, it doesn't give me the cursor even playing against the computer.
Breaking ball for a ball. 1-0.
Oh, I can't even move the cursor here.
Curve. Swung on and missed.
He chased a bad one inside.
The count is 1-1.
With the touchiness of the analog stick, that's actually like a really...
To left center.
Oh, I got to run and catch that, huh? Look at this fence.
The throw to second. He's safe.
Look at these textures on the field. Look at all this stuff.
Now,
it's like the players look all right. I don't know.
McDonald.
Like, I want to throw a changeup high and inside, but I don't. It's like I'm...
One towards first.
You...
The throw to first. He's safe.
What a mess.
In the batter's box, Ben Grieve.
That's not where I moved at all. And Ricky Henderson just stole third base. That's what Ricky Henderson does. That's why he's there. But I feel like my pitching indicator is not behaving like so. So now it's gone, and I feel like I should be able to do hidden moves here to get it where. Okay, so it's going to show me when I'm out of the. It's going to change color when I'm completely out of the strike zone, I guess. Because if I keep pushing to the left, no, wait, I held to the left and it changed color again. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Heater on the corner for a strike.
The pitching is awkward. I don't like it. I think it's it doesn't make like you'd think they go like, oh, okay, well, you need to hide it from the other player because you're sitting there playing locally, and so there's stuff you need to do. You know, like there's reasons for them to hide this cursor for sure, but the way it moves, like, how is it barely, like, how did that fucking happen? I moved it way more than that.
The throw.
Yeah, the pitching stuff seems crazy.
Jason Giambi.
Also, I wonder what we have here. There we go. Okay, so it's so there's auto, and then we have assist because it doesn't move for you at all. And you know, we go back a couple of generations. You know, baseball games would start you running in the right direction, and you could, you know, finish it off, I guess. In some situations, at least. What do we have here? We have an offset and a fisheye. Right, weird. Let's turn the pitch aid on and see what that looks like. And we'll leave everything else where it is. Still no change here. Okay, it leaves it on here. And so the color change lets you know you're on the corner, you're on the edge of the strike zone, but it changes back when you're over here, which I guess is good if you don't want the other player to know that you're just throwing junk. You know, they can't. That would tip your hand if it stayed that color when you're throwing the pitch.
There's a drive way back. Foul ball.
I think the other thing that, you know, we haven't really talked about when we talk about how sports games kind of get the bat magically rematerializing is good there. In pursuit of that broadcast style presentation for sports games, a lot of games picked up a lot of fucking shit. A lot of slow moving, like, oh, well, the batter has to make his way back to the batter's box, and that takes time. And you're like, yeah, I know it does, but like, that's like, I don't fucking I don't care about that at all. Let's play the goddamn game of baseball. Let me push A here and get back to the thing. Like there's you don't really have a lot of options for just speeding it along.
Got him looking strike three.
That was the perfect pitch in that situation.
I take back what I said about the models. Matt Stairs looks like it was his neck. What the fuck is going on there?
Curve for a ball. He's behind in the count.
So, you know, like, obviously, like, people want, you know, like, as close to the real thing as possible, simulating the sport. It makes sense.
Fastball.
But I do think that there's a certain
1-1
pick up and play excitement that gets lost along the way. By the time we kind of get to this generation, PlayStation N64.
The pitch is popped up into foul territory. Foul ball.
Okay, at least I can hit A. No, that A is still like
1-2.
Okay, that got us back a little faster. You can skip out on foul balls at least.
Hard smash to right.
What? Oh!
The throw to second.
I feel I was just ahead of the target and it didn't, like, there was. Yeah.
Next at the dish, Mike Blowers.
Mike Blowers. We've come a long way from sports talk football.
Into foul territory. Foul ball. There goes the runner. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike.
Oh, fuck, double.
Home. Stolen base.
It's a double steal.
0-2. Struck him out.
That was the perfect pitch in that situation.
The side is retired.
JT Snow. Yuck. Yuck. These
Coming up,
teams, man.
JT Snow.
Oh, and it leaves it on for the computer, too. That's also weird.
Breaking ball in there.
I hate the way this feels. You know, there's such a latency to you pushing the button and him swinging. It's the fucking Dark Souls of sports games right here. Like the buttons feel terrible. Yeah.
Knuckler on the outside corner for a strike. 0-2. Hard smash to first base. The throw to first.
I'm sorry, man. Like, I didn't think a game from this generation would try to do some shit like that.
Standing in.
I thought that baseball games got more realistic. The idea that you're hitting it to right and trying to throw a guy out at first is some fucking real NES era fucking bullshit.
Curve on the inside corner
That thing
for a strike.
was nasty.
0-1. Breaking
Also
on the inside
nasty.
corner for a strike.
The being able to see the thing is actually not helpful.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Now next at the dish, Bill Miller. Curve right down the middle for a strike.
All right, I was trying to figure out what the steal buttons were. I found them. It cost me, but whatever. We wanted to see.
2 outs and no one on
Wanted to
base.
see what that would look like.
Hard smash to center.
Hard smash. So it's, what is it? It's right trigger. Ah, fucking turn around, dude. Yeah, right trigger gets him to run, but I could not figure out what button makes him run back. It's so slow, dude. It's the bottom of the second. It feels like I've been playing this game for hours. Holy shit, dude.
Fastball swung on and missed.
Like, who would want to do this for any length of time with a person sitting next to you, like having, you know, just the amount of time it takes for anything to fucking happen.
Changeup.
And I'm not saying, oh, every game needs to be arcadey or whatever, but like
0-2.
there's a you could split the difference on this in ways that I think would make it just a
Caught him looking.
That was the perfect pitch
it would
in
still
that
be as
situation.
serious of a baseball game. Oh god, we did an infield shift. What the
Wild throw.
what the all right, well, great. Can I do that again? Is that
The throw to third.
he caught it that time?
A high fly ball to the pitcher's mound. He makes the catch.
I didn't even see the ball re-enter the shot on that one. Like he just went into the animation and glitched out a couple of times, and then it said out. Not great. Not great. But I think this was maybe a rough patch for fucking baseball.
Swung on.
Honestly,
He was way ahead of that.
as a sport and as a video game,
0-1.
I don't remember outside of
Breaking ball.
the last
Foul ball.
baseball game I really loved was Griffey for the
1-1.
SNES. Great game. Great fucking game.
Off speed on the outside corner for a strike. On deck, Ricky Henderson. 1-2. It's a pitch out.
It's a pitch out. You can push B to do a
2
pitch out,
outs
which is
and
fun,
no one on base.
I guess. Can we just like nail the corner with this? Is that?
Strike.
Yeah.
The batter simply wasn't expecting that pitch. He was frozen, and he got caught for the third strike.
That'll end the inning.
Same organ music. It's very like fucking ominous sounding organ. It's not like fun. Like, hey man, just between innings, are you gonna go get a beer, or are you gonna? Hey, we're having a great time. It's just. Aye, laddie, play me a dirge.
Grounded to second base. The throw to first. He's out. Up next, Rich Aurelia.
It's like a question. Rich Aurelia?
1 out and no one on.
The fuck is Rich Aurelia doing here? He says.
Hard smash to first base.
I would not call that a hard smash. I don't think that guy actually touched the bag, animation-wise.
Darryl Hamilton.
It did not look like he fucking touched the base. Ugh.
Knuckler right down the middle for a strike. 0-1. Deep fly ball to right center.
Okay, it's not the R trigger that makes him run. It's R with a button. So that must be. So I must have to select the runner by pushing right C and then push the right trigger. Oh, yeah. I was just kind of mashing to get them to run before. But yeah, and the controls are fine mostly.
Grounded to the first baseman. He's out. The side is retired.
Great. I want to see what the fuck the arcade mode is in this and what they did here. Night game. If you just want to make a bat ball noise, you can just hit A here until you're satisfied. It's weird to select a Canseco on the Blue Jays, right? Roger Clemens on the fucking Blue Jays. Royce Clayton. Oh, right, Mark McGuire did play here. Fuck yeah, Ron Gant. All right. Just remember some guys here for a while. Some Todd Stottlemyre. Look at this fucking game. Nighttime's extra funny because it looks even more like an N64 game because it kind of fades out in the distance.
As the two teams are ready to play. Stepping to the plate, Tony Fernandez.
He's a good switch hitter with power.
So what the fuck is arcade mode? This looks exactly the same.
Hard smash to the pitcher. The throw to first. He's out. Next up,
Great.
John Green. Hard smash to first base. He's out. Up next, Jose Cruz Jr. Hard smash to short. The center fielder throws to the cutoff man. Coming up, Carlos Delgado. Heater on the outside corner for a strike.
The swing when you miss the pitch looks like you were not even swinging anywhere near the ball. Like the animation looks bad.
Hard smash to second
For
base.
whatever that's worth. I don't know.
Out. The side is retired. On the mound, the righty, Roger Clemens.
I don't know if this is faster than the other game or if I've just gotten better at hitting. I think I am just making contact more frequently with the balls. I'm good. I don't need the warm-up pitches, man.
Delino DeShields.
Just gonna throw a bunch of fork balls. I'm gonna fork this guy.
Fork ball for a ball.
That guy said fork ball for a ball.
Hard smash to center. The throw to first.
Yeah, I'll be that guy. I'll throw it first.
Save.
What are we gonna do about it?
Up next, Royce Clayton. Hard smash to first base.
Hard smash. It was a bunt, you fucking moron. Hard smash. It's great. That's fucking incredible.
0-1.
I was just thinking, like, man, he sure does say hard smash a lot, but literally said it for a fucking bunt.
That was a UGLY pitch. Ugly.
The throw.
Yeah, it was a strike. Fuck you. You're ugly. This is just the most monotonous, droning fucking thing, man. God.
Curve outside for a ball.
Like mechanically sound, I guess, but Jesus.
1-2. Breaking ball outside for a ball. 2-2. A high fly ball to left center. He makes the catch. He's safe. Next up, Ray.
Yeah, it doesn't feel any different to me. You know, the like I am just getting a little bit more used to it, and that's why it might seem like it's happening faster. But
slider swung on and missed.
He chased a bad one inside.
0-1. A high fly ball to left.
wait, what?
He makes the catch. He's safe.
He didn't pull back the bunt and swing, right? He just fucking bunted it into left. Like that dude just bunted it into fucking left field. I'm not crazy here, right? Chad is a little bit behind the action compared to how it normally is. So I got to wait a little bit here. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm not crazy. Mark McGwire, 58 home runs. Seems totally fucking natural.
Fork ball. Swung on and missed. Foul ball.
Catcher just appears there for a second. Let's see if we can.
Got him looking right.
That's right.
That was the
Suck it.
pitch in that situation.
Next up, Jose Canseco. Fastball. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Slider on the corner for a strike. The count is 0-2. Swing and a miss.
That was a good 0-2 pitch, throw some fucking garbage.
He's a good right-handed power hitter.
hard smash to the second baseman.
Another
The
hard
throw to
smash.
first. He's out.
Baseball. What's the home run derby look like? Larry Walker. Oh, can I only pick from All-Stars? That's not... Get Craig Shipley out there. He's going to win the Derby. Oh, you got Diamondbacks P8 in here? Oh, shit, dude. Catcher's feet. Oh, no, he's on his knees. Okay, I was like, well, that just... Okay. Wait, why are we still pitching? I thought you were just going to pipe them to me, right? Why are we throwing fucking high and inside? Why are we... Wait, hang on. What's the point of a home run derby if you're going to... Doing great here. Really fucking cranking him. Really pounding him. Matt Williams will get it done. Oh, is the computer Matt Williams? Because it will not let me skip past this at all. I do not get to play all the players, huh? Okay, that's fine. Oh, no, I do. Okay. It just wanted me to get a good look at Matt Williams. I get it. Yep. Stroked. Like I'm thinking, do I need to pull down on the analog stick to get under it, or but I'm as much as I'm trying different things here. There we go. And the crowd goes wild. One away. They should have just... They should make a game based on the Home Run Derby TV show is what they should make. With one home run, Matt Williams takes it. And then this quick play just... Okay. Quick play just skips the menu and gets us to the exhibition game menu, I guess. All right. You know, it's a tough thing, man. It's a tough thing to judge. I think that you know, what do you want out of a baseball game? I think is the question here. But regardless of that, you know, I do think that, you know, you could say, hey, they made something that is slightly more simulation oriented than games were a generation before. Right? When we compare it to games on the SNES, this is a more realistic representation of the game. And I think that stands for something, right? A lot of sports games really went off the cliff in this direction around this time. And this is why I felt so locked out of sports games when we got kind of closer and closer to PlayStation and N64 is because everyone started chasing reality. And reality is, I think in video games, reality is often a weak goal. It's not we're capable of so much more with our imaginations to make things more exciting than they are in real life. But I can't completely discount the notion of just like, hey, we want to make a thing that's like the real thing. It's in the game or whatever. But it's just not much fun, I think is the situation here. You could make the case like, hey, yeah, they did a thing and it kind of looks more like real baseball, and you have more options at the plate, and you have, some options when you're pitching that you certainly didn't have 5-6 years ago, and that counts for something, but it does not mean that this is like a good and fun video game. So All-Star Baseball 99, it's no NHL Breakaway 98, another acclaimed sports game, and I think Breakaway does a good job of like feeling high speed, and maybe you could argue that as games became more simulation oriented, that perhaps games like baseball are put at a disadvantage there, because baseball is fucking slow. There's a lot of downtime in baseball. There's a lot of downtime in football also, which I think, as they represented more and more of that, that football games became a little less approachable and a little more interesting as well. So I think, it all just kind of heads off in that direction, and certain sports fare better than others when it comes to that. So Breakaway is a better game. Xena Warrior Princess: The Talisman of Fate's a better game. Cruisin' USA is a better game. WCW versus NWO World Tour is a better game. You would have a better time with Big Mountain 2000. Is it better or worse than Madden Football 64? I think Madden's I think Madden is a better game than this. There's a fidelity to this that, that I think is nice. Like the character models are at least crisp, and it has that going for it. So I can't, you can't completely discount All-Star Baseball 99. Like it does have assets in its favor. It has, it has some things going for it. Madden is more entertaining, even if this is, I assume we'll find out, I guess, but this it's not Madden's, I can say with some authority, it's not Madden's finest moment. Whether it's Madden's finest moment on N64, I can't tell you, but it is better than this. Is All-Star Baseball better or worse than Namco Museum 64? Even with the bad sound effects, I think you're still better off playing Namco Museum 64, but it is a better game than Tonic Trouble. So is it better or worse than Namco Museum 64? Pac-Man with bad sound effects. Or not bad sound, but incorrect sound effects. Some weird resolution stuff. Namco Museum 64 is a better game. This is our new number 16. And there is no hyphen in All-Star for whatever reason. Lunatics. Absolute maniacs. There you go. It is our new number 16. All right. Next up, we've got some decisions to make here. We've got a couple of options. Hmm. All right, Bunty Hoven wanted to see this one. And I am curious about it as well. We got through those games faster than I thought we would, even with a slightly late start here, which is nice. It's got controller pack support. It is Wipeout 64. Warning. Back before Psygnosis was owned by Sony, yeah, Midway ended up distributing this game, which is kind of a weird pairing. I don't know what we get here in terms of soundtrack. I assume it's the unlicensed soundtrack that some versions of Wipeout had. Oh no, okay, we got some. No, well, I guess we got the propeller heads and. PC Music is on here? Sick. I love those guys. Did Danny L. Harrell do a song? Actually, I should look at the controller here. What do we got? Thrust, fire, steer, air brakes. Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, what did I pick the wrong? Wait, we're just doing race. Okay, no, we picked challenge. I figured challenge would be like the here's a chunk of races, but race challenge 1. It's Venom class. You have to play as 5-star. All right, that's sort of a weird default mode.
Welcome to Clyde's Bridge.
Oh, thanks.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, that mountain.
Autopilot active. Electrical.
Super weapon.
Autopilot engage.
It's a question that I think, we can all ask ourselves. And this isn't me, like, I'm not necessarily going anywhere with this, but I think it's something that's been on my mind a little bit lately. Is Wipeout actually a good game? Or does it just have such incredible design and soundtrack in some versions of the game and vibes and whatever else that is the thing? I don't know the actual. I don't. That's something I've been thinking about because I don't know how I feel about Wipeout. Because every time I return to it, I'm left feeling like I'm not sure that I like this game as much as I thought I did.
Bad luck, no award.
You know what I mean? I don't think this challenge mode is where it's at, man. I thought that there would be like a Grand Prix, but it kind of like that's the default, and then it just has single race time trial, multiplayer, and options. But I guess if I go to single race, yeah. So let's see what Vector class looks like. We got our I've always been a Physar guy, but again, that's not because of the stats. It's just it's a good logo, you know. Forget F0. This is F fucking 5000.
3, 2, 1, go.
Cool. You know, this version of the game still has the sound effects and the speech stuff that you want. You know, meaning it's got a computer guy saying missile, which is great. Oh, I think those were my mines I just ran into. So this is going good. Everything's fine. I remember this being interesting as something that came to the N64 kind of strictly because Wipeout was a game that was relatively associated with the PlayStation brand. You know, obviously Sony would eventually shore that up, put a ring on it, whatever you want to say. I don't think that led to better and more games for us, but hey. Oh no. But the idea that like this game and then eventually, you know, Ridge Racer, like Nintendo themselves ported Ridge Racer. Like NST did it. It's super weird. All right.
Welcome to Coron 4.
I think the soundtrack here is fine. You know, obviously, I think there's. Hey, the N64 is not an optical storage medium, and so you know they did what they needed to do as far as storage space goes. But I think they did fine. Oh God. And here on the fastest class, like this is a decent sense of speed too. Like this is moving, you know, the draw distance is not awesome, right? But a lot of the tracks are designed in such a way that that's not a huge problem.
New lap record.
Ugh. Analog stick feels fine here for controlling. You know, you got your Z and R for left and right, air brake kind of drifting stuff. And that works just fine as well.
Autopilot engaged.
I should stop using the autopilot on straightaways. Oh. But this is pretty good. I don't know. Like for... I did it again. As far as a port of Wipeout to N64 goes, you know, I don't... This is... It's hard to ask for much more other than the Prodigy, you know? Which obviously, like what, like PC players didn't even get that soundtrack on PC, you know, like Saturn, right? What they got the, is it Cold Storage, whatever it was? Yeah.
Super weapon.
Super weapon.
Race complete.
You know, finishing fourth on the fastest speed setting after picking this up, doing a couple races, I feel pretty good about that performance. It says bad luck, but I feel okay about that. I assume the soundtrack stuff happened because they didn't want to pay for the licensing, and also, you know, in the case of the N64, obviously they would have to figure out ways to render that audio authentically. It's a conversation we'll have when we get to the Tony Hawk games, you know. Can we do... What do we have here options-wise for multiplayer? Yeah, I guess we gotta... Okay. I guess I'm surprised that there's no kind of standard time trial, like, or like a standard like Cup or Grand Prix kind of thing where you're stringing races together. But I structurally, I'm trying to remember what Wipeout XL did on the PlayStation mode-wise, and I don't remember anymore. But this challenge mode being the kind of the first thing up is sort of strange. So here the challenge is to destroy a bunch of ships. Time trial's a time trial. No weapons. But yeah, maybe there never was a Grand Prix in this era of Wipeout. But yeah, either way, it's something that looking at it now and thinking about it seems strange to not have. But it's certainly not the end of the world. Let's just try base level everything now that we've gotten a few races in and see if I can actually win a fucking race. Probably not. I say probably not.
2, 1, go.
Am I gonna have to file audio copyright claims because of this soundtrack? I'm dreading there'll be a handful of N64 games with licensed audio that I'm just gonna have to deal with. Ow. nice relaxing time with the autopilot, you know? But it was definitely a case where, you know, like, the Mario Kart franchise never really did anything for me past the first one. And I would often think like, oh, well, you know, I do really like Wipeout XL, and it's a great game, but every time I've returned to it, it's been that feeling of like, I'm not sure that I genuinely love this game, or if I just love what Designers Republic did along with, and the soundtrack, you know, like those are powerful things that work in this game's favor, right? On the PlayStation anyway. This version is lessened by the lack of that soundtrack. But it is still a perfectly acceptable version of the game. I think it handles really well with the analog stick on the N64. I mean, when you think about it, like Wipeout XL didn't... I mean, that shipped before there was an analog controller by default on PlayStation. I want to say Wipeout XL supported the... did it support the fucking flight stick or something? Because they did have an analog option at launch, but no one used it. Yeah, and no Red Bull logo, unfortunately. But the number of years that had passed since the release of Wipeout XL here, along with, you know, just the N64, like this probably is a better performing game than that PlayStation game. There's obviously a crispness to the PlayStation version because it is so good at doing crispy polygons with massive seams between them and all of that good shit. And this has this has the blur that you expect from the platform. But it's got a really good sense of speed. The draw distance is acceptable for, you know, like I didn't feel like I was running into blind curves and stuff like that. Like it didn't feel like the draw distance was impacting the gameplay in any kind of huge way. And so that's obviously a plus. So yeah, I don't know. This seems fine. And playable. Yeah, I don't know. Like let's just do one more here. I wish it would be better at like tracking, like, because I assume you have to beat all of the races to unlock this last track or something, but like there's no real mode other than the challenges that seems to have any kind of meaningful progression. Maybe you have to beat a bunch of challenges to unlock the final stuff. That would make some sense, because that is the only mode that has any kind of meaningful unlock stuff. Terrafumos. We don't need top speed, we need thrust, because I crash into so much shit that we're never even hitting the top speed. But we want some better shield energy. Maybe Oricom is where we're at here.
Welcome to Terrafumos.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, dude, the time is so brutal on some of these checkpoints when you're playing on the highest setting. Yeah, we're gonna be last place for a while here, huh? I'm gonna run out of time. You got to feather the accelerator and you know, really kind of lean into these turns as quickly as you can. Uh-oh. I think there are better futuristic racing games on this platform. We'll see what the science says when we get there, but oh god. Yeah, we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Oh. Oh. All right. Bad luck indeed. That's Wipeout 64. That's very playable. That is a very playable version of that game. Yeah, it's you know, it is maybe not the best version of that game, but Joe Fielder said, Wipeout 64 isn't horrible, it just feels like the developer's first effort for the system at times, which it is. So, yeah, 6.9. Which I don't know, like I think that even with that in mind, the graphical performance I think is mostly okay. It's the sort of thing that it is good compared to Wipeout on PlayStation when we talk about that technical stuff, but maybe when we think about the N64 library at large, you know, there are noticeable things about it, like the draw in, the draw distance, like that it is a noticeable thing. But when you consider that that's just a fact of the matter with this platform, it's hard to get too worked up about it. If we were mad at every N64 game for draw distance, we would spend every day mad all the time, which we do, but that's beside the point. I think this is an acceptable version of this game, more so than I would have said going in, you know, because Wipeout is so associated with the PlayStation, you do kind of like forget at times that, you know, hey, these other versions of the game are mostly fine too. And the sequels and stuff we would get, I don't know. I never loved a Wipeout game like I loved Wipeout XL. But again, so much of that is for aesthetic reasons over gameplay reasons. It's also like the Wipeout XL is the first time I ever played a link cable game on PlayStation. Like we had, you know, we were in an office full of video games. We had multiple TVs and multiple PlayStations. I think we had to get a link cable because who the hell had one? Even we didn't have one of those. But we went and got a link cable and linked it all up to play 2-player Wipeout XL. And that was kind of fucking rad, you know, to be able to do that. But people are asking if that was Wipeout 2. It was XL in the US. It was 2097 in other territories, I believe. I think that's how that went. But it's this is a solid racing game for the N64, you know. It's a platform full of racing games, so I don't know that this is truly one of the better racing games on the platform. Well, there are a lot of racing games, so I think by the time we're all said and done, I assume we will find it to be one of the better racing games, but we'll see. Wipeout. It's better than Starshot Space Circus Fever. It's better than Rat Attack. It's better than Tonic Trouble. It's better than Madden. It's better than Big Mountain 2000. It's better than Fighting Force 64. It's better than WCW versus NWO World Tour. Is it better or worse than Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue? Yeah, it is. Like, so Toy Story 2 is actually a case where that draw distance and that pop in impacts gameplay. Like, that's a situation where, like, hey, like, there are collectibles I can't see even though I'm standing 8 feet away. But if I was standing 7 feet away, then I would see them. That's not the only reason, but for that and a bunch of other reasons, Wipeout 64 is a better game. I guess this is the most germane fight, really. Is Wipeout 64 better than Cruisin' USA? Cruisin' USA is not great. Cruisin' USA is not great. I'll say that Cruisin' USA there's a fidelity. It is maybe a little less muddy than Wipeout 64. But Wipeout 64 is a better game. I mean, there's just more going on with it. You know, Cruisin' USA probably has more tracks than this does. But track design is not really the thing you come to Cruisin' USA for in the first place. I don't know. It's a better game than Cruisin'. Is it better than Xena Warrior Princess: The Talisman of Fate? A fun game to mash around in. But, like, you know, it's Xena is a neat game. It's better than some of the pure fighting games that came out on this platform. You know, with Xena being more of that kind of 4-player, that weird multiplayer fighting thing that games were trying to do for a while there. It's not like it's going full Power Stone or anything like that, but Xena has some fun characters and combos. It's a very mashy game. It's a good little time. I think Wipeout 64 is better than that, but it's no NHL Breakaway 98. Does that check out? Yeah, Hangtime's a better game. Hangtime and Wipeout similar in some ways, right? Where it's just like you think about other platforms, you think about other versions of the game, and this is a better game than Xena. It's our new number 8. Okay. Man, we're this week. Apparently you guys picked some shorter games this week because we're kind of cooking through some of this stuff a lot faster than I would have ever anticipated. So Serene wanted to see this one. This will probably be our last one. Hopefully we can fit this in the time allotted. That's the wrong button. We want to be over here. I had an N60. Where is it? Here it is. The true test of how intelligent a video game system can be. We saw it when we were ranking NES games. And now it is time to discover Virtual Chess 64 from your friends at Titus. Titus don't make no bad games, right? What the fuck? Why is this here? Oh God! We're in demo mode. All right, let's... Let me play now. Oh, that's it. There's how many? Okay. If we want options, we can go in here. 3D fight, single fights, flash think. I think we're probably going to want to turn on flash think. How many musics do we have at our disposal? This music reminds me of the music in D-Jig Lassen art collection for the Saturn, a jigsaw puzzle collection that I've been playing lately because I value my time.
Oh my god!
I like food.
Let's stick with music 1. There's levels to this. We want beginner 1 game. Beginner mode. What indicators? What? Meditation. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, so we can use our analog stick or our D-pad here. And I can use the C buttons to... Oh my god. Really just no limit. Oh, they did the battle chest thing. Wait, why is the... How come we can't see the fight? Why did... No, what? Okay, no, stop. Why do you let me move to spots I can't move to? This is a really okay, like the angle of this is making me crazy, and like there's no good. I hate the way this looks, just in terms of like as a way for you to play freaking chess. It is unpleasant. I don't care if you know, like, yeah, I see what you're trying to do, and but I want to see a fight. I love that it happens and you don't even get time to look at the board to see how you were put into checkmate. It just, the board immediately explodes and you get this sick... Okay, at least we go back to it. I can't rotate. Okay, I can still rotate. There we go. Dude, what... It was a time, man. It was a time when they were like, you know what? If people want to fucking turn the chessboard upside down, why would we stop them from doing that? Why would we ever, like, give them a button that they can use to reset the board if they need to? You know? But I hate the look of this. Why? Okay, well, I guess the menus need to be in different languages, so that makes sense. Flash think. Let's turn on all this stuff and see what that means. Okay, so that's like indicators for like where you can move. The colors on that are not amazing for me personally, but so if I move up there, then that queen would take my queen. Now I need to move this queen because it'll get taken either way. You know, I don't like chess video games, it turns out. I don't know that I much like chess anymore at this point either, to be totally honest with you. Like, I certainly respect chess as a game, but oh, I fucked that up. All right, let's watch this fight. Whatever. We came to see the fights. They killed that lady. Pawn on pawn violence. As I've said before, I played a fair amount of chess in junior high and high school. Obviously at a pretty low level, but I had some friends and we played a fair amount of chess. But I just don't know that I have a continuing interest in it at this point. At some point, I will probably teach my kids the basic rules of chess. I was thinking about that the other day. Okay, so that's what single fights is. It probably doesn't show you the same confrontation multiple times. Eat your heart out, battle chess. We've got the real action over here. This sucks. These look ugly and take forever. This is, again, and this is just, it's such a bad way to view the board. I just feel like tactically, disconnected from the action. The 2D view is the solution for that, which is fine, but what kind of chess tutorial they got? Okay. Chessmen presentation. The Chessmen. Relative value of pieces. Oh, Titus the wolf is back. Oh! It's important to know, for instance, that trading a rook for a bishop or knight without further gain is not in our best interest. This is known as losing quality. By the same token, exchanging a bishop or a knight for an opponent's rook is known as gaining quality. Bishops and knights are described as minor pieces. Rooks and queens are major pieces. That makes logical sense. I agree, Titus. Thank you. Okay. Chess's rules. En passant. Finally, we can learn the fool's mate. The tragic weakening of the E1 H4 diagonal. I hate when that happens. Oh, shit. End of lesson. Double check. Double triple check. Check. Dugan Nash wrote all of these tips. Double triple check. Main mate scheme. Pillsbury's mate. Lolly's mate. Can't watch this one on stream. This is yes, Joey versus Titus. What? This is a weird presentation of chess games and stuff. It's like, it's interesting that some of this stuff is in here, and it looks like that they try to give you some analysis of the action as it goes to help you understand why things are happening. But like the F6, a very bad move. Like, fuck you. You're Titus's chess game. Fuck off. Who are you to tell me? There are 5 different ways to draw a game of chess besides stalemate. I don't know if you know. I love that they put the fucking Titus logo fucking thing here. As if it's talking to you, as if Titus the publisher is telling me how to play fucking chess. Do you think they had this screen and then we're like, it needs something, but we don't have time to make anything? Oh, we made that fucking thing for the intro screen. Just put that fucking thing on there. Can he howl? No, we probably shouldn't have him howl on that screen. This doesn't feel good. Like the movement of pieces feels messy. The menu is weirdly funky as well. You did it. And so, like if we're in 2D mode, we can get different icons here. Monkeys and snowmen and such. How the fuck are you supposed to keep track of what these pieces are? That's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. I think this is not a great game of chess. It's got ostensibly the options, but the input feels really rugged, like really rough. Like the analog stick when you're selecting pieces to move around feels pretty bad, and then the D-pad sometimes like double taps, like you push it and it goes 2 instead of 1. This feels like something they made because they could. And I guess, did Titus develop this, or did they just publish this? Because there was another, maybe there was just a European version. I was going to say, is there a Japanese version of this? Because it has the look of like a tech demo that they released. Actually curious now. I'm going to look and see if there was a Japanese version of Virtual Chess. No. But there's a LodgeNet version, should you find yourself staying at a hotel that has a LodgeNet kiosk. It's a pretty bad, like a pretty bad feeling chess setup. Doesn't look great in 2D, but is playable there, but is very underwhelming. The 3D is funny because it lets you rotate the board any which way you want, which is why I say it feels like a tech demo. It feels like something they just sat down and made it and said, like, before we knew it, we had accidentally made a chess game, so we figured we should just, like, throw some fucking a bunch of text in there and put it out. And so they did, or whatever. But it's very low key on the music front, in a way that I think works like just well enough for it. But paying full price for a chess game at this stage, it feels like you would have just had a lot of better options, especially if you were going to play it 2-player. Like, for the love of God, buy a chessboard Why would you play 2-player chess on any platform, really? Their battle chess style little fights are ugly. And yeah, I can't really speak to the quality of the chess simulation here. I'd be curious to know how far they went on that stuff, but ultimately it's just a miserable feeling game of chess, and it's ugly. And at least Titus the Fox howls at the beginning. I think his name is Titus. I think it's, Titus Interactive's mascot. I think is named Titus. Yeah. When did this come out? I guess that is perhaps my other question. Because this is at least if it came out super early, 1998. Josh Smith gave it a 6.1. The 3D view's lack of visual clarity makes for a frustrating game. I agree, Josh. I agree. It's no GoldenEye. Tonic Trouble's a better game. If we're just comparing French video games, this is worse than Rat Attack. The strategy of Rat Attack, I think, is superior to the strategy of chess. I think we can all agree. It's just a very grim version of chess. I think this is worse than Paperboy. Is it better or worse than Milo's Astro Lanes? Gosh. This is worse than Milo's Astro Lanes. As far as French video games are concerned, Starshot Space Circus Fever is a better game. Music's better anyway. It hurts to ever say that a game is better than Starshot, honestly. It's worse than Starshot. I guess this is the actual question here, huh? I know if you're asking me just as me, I would certainly rather play Asteroids Hyper 64 than Virtual Chess 64. I think there's a temptation to give chess a pass because it's like, well, it's chess. But I think in this case, like it's a really rotten feeling thing, and chess is such a light thing to render that there's no reason that this shouldn't be better than it is than when we're thinking about polygonal stuff. So I think scientifically speaking, I think this game is below Asteroids Hyper 64. I think we're looking at a new bottom, a new number 29. Yeah, that's where it goes. Virtual Chess 64. And there you have it. There you have it. A real piece of crap. But hard to get worked up about because at the end of the day, it's chess. You're just like, Like Asteroids, there's things to be angry about because, Because Original Asteroids is a better game than Original Chess. I mean, I think we can all agree. But yes, Virtual Chess 64, bottom of the list. Bottom of the list. Well, we got some new games up pretty high. Like, I still don't know how this game is going to take shape, or how this list overall is going to take shape. But there are aspects of it that are starting to make sense, right? I think we see Xena emerging as a game that's like, if Xena ended up being the pure middle of the list by the time we were done, I think that, well, if it were to be that, then I would say, wow, there are a lot of good N64 games, and I don't think that'll be the case. If we're being totally honest, I think, maybe Xena ends up being at the 25% mark. I don't know, like, that's, if you wanted to take bets, that would be the interesting thing is how, like, to me, the fascinating things here are how many games are better than Xena Warrior Princess and how many games are like worse than Milo's Astro Lanes. You know? Like how like Milo's Astro Lanes I could see being pretty close to the bottom by the time we're done. And it's not, I don't think Xena Warrior Princess is necessarily like the last good game on the list. Like, it's not that like the drop from Xena to Cruisin' is massive. And I do think there's some games down here that have merit, right? Like Bomberman 64 is not a good game, but it is not meritless. All-Star Baseball 99 has like plenty of merit. It's just very unexciting. And like that accounts for something. Big Mountain 2000 is like surprising, I guess I would say. Like better than you would think it would be. Whereas like Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue is just a game that says yay! And not much else. You know? Questions like, will Gauntlet Legends end up being a top game by the time we're done? You wouldn't think it would be, just based on, I think like everyone has a very, people that have an opinion of Gauntlet Legends are generally like, it's inoffensive. It's like, it's this tossed off. You're like, yeah, Gauntlet Legends, sure. Like, no one is passionate about Gauntlet Legends. However, it's very solid in most aspects. Like, more so than the majority of games we've seen so far. And I think that speaks well for it and well for its chances or what have you. But like that continues to be the thing that like I keep staring at this list over the course of the week. I end up looking at let's-a-go.science and really staring at the list of games and going, man, where are these games going to be in a year's time? Or 2 years' time, or whatever, right? It's unknowable. That's why we're doing the science. I feel really good. This was, again, the swap to N64 was a relatively game time decision. A week or two before this started, I was like, no, man, I gotta do N64. And I feel like that is paying off every single week because every single week I'm like, oh my God, look at all this stuff. And that's been super exciting. Head over to Jeff.Zone again. Support the sciences over at Patreon. You can back the broadcast and all that stuff. You get an ad-free podcast. You get on the Discord. You can get early access to the Jeff Gerstmann Hall of Fame. And of course, if you join the advisory panel, you can suggest games for me to play here for this. We'll be back next Friday with more. Until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.